Hello, everyone. I am Jasmine, student of MBA Bridge program at Trinity Western University. I am going to proudly introduce you to our special guest as well as leader, Ehsan Karami. Hello, Ehsan. Thanks for having us today.
Hello, Jasmine. Thank you for having me on this interview.
Thank you so much. Ehsan, I choose you as a leader because I believe actors and leaders have a similarity in skills, such as influencing and inspiring people and trying to pursue them in great many ways. The very known example of this is Volodymyr Zelensky for me. I find that the only example for it. He showed us that leaders have to be brave and they are commitment to their causes. They have to manage chaos, they have to solve complex problems, and also they are hold true to their principles. The skill of influencing and inspiring, which you are familiar with, of course, is very vital and essential in leadership. And as well as in the business world, because we have to persuade people, different kind of peoples, different cultures, and a variety of characters, which you are familiar with because you are worked with a great many qualified directors, and you know how is that to coping with them. As far as I know, you're performing a worldwide theater tour nowadays. Am I right?
Yes, we have a puzzle show, and it is more than a year that we have a tour um, around the world, and it was such a weird experience. It was such a big experience for me and my colleague Bozo Ajman.
Great. I know you were born on 1980. You are an actor. You lead
Yes.
your podcast, and you write your own script of theater shows, and you're also a performer. You've done very great and qualified things in Iran and also right now worldwide. And I believe part of growing as a leader involves asking questions about how to best delegate tasks and being participate in different kind of groups. For instance, as for you as an actor, it is very hard to get involved with those who are not common with your character, but you have to work with them, and it is a kind of a situation that the leaders are experiencing as well. And this is a very challenging situation, how to leverage ourselves to persuade people and persuade even ourselves in this kind of situation. Accordingly, you are not excluded from this topic. You have been performing with great many qualified directors as well as teams, and finally here you are at the peak of your career. So would you please describe your path in life that led you to a position of actor and as well as we can say a leader kind of the way?
Well, I don't know. I don't know exactly what led me to become a leader. But I guess it's very important that your family gives you the courage to take responsibility
Mhm.
as a child. I think this is the first step.
Mhm. Exactly. The courage, as you mentioned, is like to facing the failure in the stage. Although you think sometimes maybe there would be a failure, but you always have the courage to do that. The thing that us in the leadership, we need that kind of courage, as you mentioned. And how would you?
The most important thing is having courage, having courage to take the responsibility,
Oh,
not courage to do everything.
oh, that's a very good point you mentioned. Thank you so much. And how would you describe
Mm.
a crucible? A difficult time that was hard at that time, but it brings you as a leader. It brings you in this position. It formed you in this position that you are right now. A difficult position.
Uh, there was a time when my wife was pregnant,
Mm,
and I was banned for the first time, and I could uh, and could no longer work with the radio and television.
mm,
I tried hard to convey the worry to my wife,
mm,
and um, at the same time, I tried to succeed in other artistic works, artistic jobs,
mhm.
and I finally succeed.
Very
Yeah, I finally succeed.
great. Thank you so much. And who do you consider as your support team? The, I mean,
Mm.
how do you explain the one who can support you, and why do you describe that person?
You know, I think as an actor or as a leader, you need two support teams. I think um, a team to support your mind, to support your thoughts, and one team to support your physic.
Oh,
Uh, my mind is supported by reading and listening, but that is not the whole story. After reading and listening, you should think a lot.
mhm, exactly.
This is my first support team. I mean, my eyes and my ears and my mind.
Mm,
And the second support team is my family. Uh, Without the support of your family, you will get tired quickly,
mm,
and uh, you cannot get the ideal result.
exactly.
So I think you have to um, support by two teams.
Yeah, you mentioned two great factors. I have never realized that eye and mind of yourself can be your teams. I always assume
Yeah,
that teams
yeah.
are,
They are your ministers.
yes, exactly. Very great. Thank you so much. I have never thought it this way. And
Well,
can you describe a few key people? I mean, those who are very vital in your life that whom
mm.
formed you in this position, impact you, and who do you describe that? This kind of features.
uh, I cannot describe a person.
Mhm.
My most important key value is not do what I don't like to do.
Have your own decision.
Even yes, even for receiving a lot of money,
Mhm.
I think more important than what we do is what we don't do.
Exactly. Having
My
boundaries.
yes, my key value is that um, to do not do whatever you don't like. Um, let me say uh, you don't love. You have to when I'm doing something, I have the first step is love,
Mhm.
enthusiasm. I can say,
Yes, exactly. Without enthusiastic, you cannot grow somehow. You need that
yeah.
to grow in your in any kind of field that you are. Great.
So based on it, you don't have to sell your enthusiasm.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. By having your principles,
Mm,
you will never do that. But is there any, I mean by that,
yeah.
is there any people, a person, there wasn't, you assume that as overally love, you can say that you see love in
Mm.
those people and those loves lead you in this kind of a position that you are. Great. And
I think the spirit of leadership is.
no, no, go on,
Oh,
please.
okay,
No,
okay.
no, no,
No,
please
no,
go
go
on.
on.
No, no, I'm all ears.
No, nothing. I think it is your next. I think it is. That was a part of your next question. So tell me your next question.
Of course, thank you. How did you discover your sweet spot, the profession that works best for you? You know how did you find that you have to be an actor and you can lead your own way into it?
So let me tell you something about the persons before that I answered to this question.
Of course,
Uh, I thought you want the names, and I'm
yes,
gonna tell you the names.
great,
I think the spirit of leadership first formed in the family, but after that, I can point to two directors,
great.
Iraj Tahmas and Muhammad Rahmania. They have friendly relation with their group. At the same time, they have more knowledge than all of the group members.
Hmm. You know,
And they have already done almost everything they want from their group members. They are brave in making decisions, uh, and they listen to
mhm,
the suggestions, but this listening this listening are not affected them, and they criticize themselves and their group the hardest.
great. You know that all of these skills that, as you mentioned, these amazing directors have are exactly the features that a leader should have. You know, the leader should be a very
Hmm.
good listener. It should listen to the team, listen what every
Yes.
individual team parts are saying. And
Hmm.
besides that, they should act. They should act and have their own principles. Okay, I listen to that person, but it doesn't have to influence me or inspiring me
Yeah.
if it's especially in the wrong way, you know. So that is
Yeah.
great, yeah, that you shared that these two important directors to us that was formed you as an actor and also as a leader for your life. And would you please you were saying answer this question, that how did you find your sweet spot? How did you find that you want to be an actor?
Jasmine, I tried 37 jobs
Wow, that's
in my life.
impressive.
Yeah, I was not successfully. I was not successful in most of them. Uh,
But your
but
try was impressive.
thank you. But artistic jobs, artistic works was the only work that both myself and my audiences and my employer were satisfied with. So I understood that it is my job. It
That
is
that
my
was the
work.
very moment that you understand, oh my God, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my
Yes,
life.
yes, it was a
That's a
big moment.
very
Yes.
sweet moment because most of the people do not have the experience that kind of feeling, and it's kind of sad because all of us are have a specialty and have a gift for something, and it is our job to find that gift and
Yes,
found our
it's a
sweet spot.
gift.
Thank you so much. So, would you describe your leadership style with your employees team? I mean, in your
Mm,
theater, how did you lead your team? What's your secret?
my team.
Yes.
So first of all, I try to increase their knowledge. Actually, before that, I tried to increase my knowledge,
Mm.
and then I tried to increase my group members' knowledge, help them to grow, uh, have a sense of humor, and do not give up my ideals.
Mm,
That's the very, very important point. Uh, at the same time, sometimes I put all this aside and just be serious and sometimes strict.
mm.
Sometimes you need to be just
Yes, exactly.
serious and strict.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes in leadership, you have to be something like a dictator.
No, exactly, Ehsan, you mentioned a very important skill of the leadership because as a leadership, as far as I know, till I 3 or 4 session that I got in this MBA program, I understood that a leader should be like a chameleon. It should change the colors. If someone is blue, you should change your color to blue. But if someone's
Yeah,
red and angry, you should be red. You don't have to stick in your blue, and you have to stick
yeah,
to your principles and your
exactly.
ideas. And you see the connection between these two actors and leaders. This is very interesting for me as a leadership student because how as long as we moving forward, I get a very brilliant ideas from you. Thank you so much. And the other question is
Thank you.
how did you keep a balance between your work and family? It's a very tough thing to do, I believe.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
hardly. but but
Simply
but
hardly.
in the end, I think I yeah. At the end, I think all my love and passion for my work, my friends, is to have a good life with my family. Therefore, um, by specifying uh, the how can I explain it? Uh, So,
Yeah, can I share some experience for me as a new
mhm,
mom? I have a 2-year-old daughter. It was very hard to cope things as a motherhood and also as an
yeah,
internal manager. I was an internal manager in a medical imaging center, and I couldn't manage those things. I forced to be quit my job because I couldn't manage those things. So this your answer will bright some things for me that I couldn't get. I couldn't cope these things to you, these two factors in my life.
mm,
So I let go of my job and focusing on my child. But as you, it's kind of different. I know. I just want to give you a kind of a simple example.
yeah, you're right. Um, I cannot talk about all the actors or all the leaders.
Of
I
course.
can talk just about I myself. So my most important thing is my family, uh, and that's the key. I think
Exactly.
I told you just for me. I don't know what do the others leaders or others
Mhm.
actors do, but in my case, the most important thing is family.
Family.
I don't like my job if I don't have my family.
Exactly. It's the center of our life.
Yes, exactly. You're right.
Thank you so much. And do you believe there's a connection between your self-awareness and leadership abilities, or it's better to say actor abilities? We have to be aware of ourselves. You mentioned it actually at the first of our conversation that you have to be aware about yourself and especially say no and you know your no's, to avoid them, find your
Mm,
priorities. And how do you believe, what do you see this connection is? Do you believe actually there's a connection between these two?
between what? I didn't get you.
Between
Between
your
awareness and
self-awareness, between you understanding completely yourself, about your
uh-huh.
weaknesses, about your strengths, and what is the connection between this understanding and awareness of yourself and your career? Is there a connection? Is your
Mm.
self-understanding help you with your career?
Um, there's a question here. Is it possible to find someone who's unconsciously a leader? I think the answer is no. I think genes play a big role here. But the leader must be aware of his strengths and weakness and try to lead based on them first. You have to lead if you want to be a good leader, you have to lead yourself first based on that thing that I told you. I mean, you have to know yourself better than everyone. You don't have to lie to yourself. Uh, I think that this is the this is the answer of your question.
Great answer. Great answer. Because the thing that you said,
Thank you.
you first have to lead yourself is a very actually a very good catchphrase. I read it down. Thank you so much for answering this
Mm.
question. And the last question, but not least, is that who is your leader you admire, or an actor, or the person you found a very influenced person?
As a political leader, Reza Shah. Of course, he was not a Democrat man, but he was a great leader. And as an artist, I can I can say Iraj Tahmas. He has knowledge, awareness, creativity, experience, seriousness, and humor at the same time. And of course, he has a lot of charisma. You
Exactly.
cannot ignore the charisma about
No.
all the leaders. Yeah,
Course. It's vital, actually, so
yeah,
essential.
yes,
You know, as you
yes,
mentioned, Irash Tahmas, I am a fan of her as Iranians. As Iranian girl, because our childhood was based on his
yes, yeah,
movies and TV shows, and everything that he
yeah,
done was very inspiringly qualified, and he is actually a very good leader, I believe, because he
yes,
leads great many teams in very different situations, and he was always successful no matter what. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so, Ehsan, thank you so much. We're out of questions today, and thank you for your marvelous answers. They really helped me as a student in MBA. And I hope you a very great day. And again, thanks for sharing your time with us.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a good experience for me to have this interview with you. Say hello to your sweet family.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.